we doing? I've got a cuppa.
Good.
Okay. Kia ora tātou te whānau, ko Miranda Harcourt aho.
Alofa malolele, my name is Abne Talakepa.
Kia ora, we're Holly and Tom from 2 Productions. I'm Tahi.
I'm Anya.
Hi, my name's Gary Stalker.
Hello, my name is Jane Sargent.
Hi, my name's Tom and I make solo shows.
I don't think I would have made that show without seeing a lot of other solo work. I think seeing the thing is very important. That's why representation, I guess, is so important. And it made me feel like maybe I could make work as well. So I did. That outward flow where your primary concern is not necessarily about yourself as a practitioner, about what you have to say, but your flow is reversed towards using theatre practice and performing arts practice to educe responses and experiences from other people. That idea of reverse the flow has remained with me through the rest of my creative life, and I'd say that is the core of any success that I've had in the multitude of different things that I've done.
I took most of the lovey-dovey moments and I put a young Tongan man in there. It's kind of like a little exploration of how does it look when there's like all of a sudden a Tongan boy in the middle of these universal sort of like love moments, and how does that crack up? How is it sad, or how does it make people feel in a way, I guess?
What if, instead of thinking about solving your whole life, you just think about adding additional good things, one at a time, just let your pile of good things grow, and that's by Rainbow Rowell. So yeah, just swap that out for your project.
You have to develop a routine, and you have to keep going at it. And that's the advantage of bringing people to it early on. You find that they'll give you support. They bolster the process, and that makes it easier.
So I highly recommend getting a collaborator that you trust and that believes in the work as much as you do, because then when you're crying on the floor, they'll help you.
And hold you. At the end of the day, I see my role mainly as the person looking after the team, and then the team look after the creative decisions. And I think that that's a really important thing to do, because if you've got a well looked after team, you're going to have a well looked after work.
Pillars of a show. Every show is made up of 4 categories. So the entire show, the entire theatre piece is made up of 4 categories. Whether or not the people making it are aware that these are part of their show, it is part of their show. Form. Everything you can see and hear, and everything the audience experiences.
Puppetry, is it physical theatre, is it stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
That, but also, like Tom was saying, every little thing that exists in your work is part of the form.
And the next one that kind of counterpoints form is content. Content is the story, the characters. Content is what is the story, and form is how is the story being told. Next is process. Process is quite simply how you make the show. So what are your rehearsal hours? How long do you have to make the show? Who are you making it with? The final pillar is purpose. Why are you making this show? Why do you need people to come see it? Why should people come to see it? When you first start an idea for a show, you're going to be stronger in one of these pillars than the others, and that's cool.
This is my ideal setup. Time frame to make a solo. 12 weeks in total, 3 months. The first 2 weeks, you just come up with ideas. That's it, just come up with ideas. Anything's possible. It's great.
Often we'll start by going for a long walk together and just throwing out a bunch of ideas of stuff we want to put in a show. Then we'll come home, scribble them on huge bits of paper, which we will plaster all over the walls, start linking them up, and then we'll bash out a sort of a very rough as guts synopsis in a Google Doc, which we'll send back and forwards.
Take a pause after 2 weeks, but in that time, maybe you build some props, 7 props, and you do a funding application. It's always a bonus to get funding.
The bookbinder was all made using things that we had in our desk. So there was scissors and paper. And with Troll, it was sort of a similar process, except we were using all the other stuff that was on our desk. So it was laptops and keyboards.
And having engaged in that research practice, then William and I
carved out. We kind of like slivered away at the core material.
So just basically looking at things and saying, well, is this worth hearing, or is there a funnier and briefer way that I can get this message across?
Crafted an hour-long experience of meeting those people, and then the creative process went from the writing, kia ora William, the creative process was shifted to Colin McColl, who was the director, and it was Colin's job to find a way to craft the performance and craft the vibe of the show so that when we took it to prisons or schools, it could be very responsive to the needs of the environment.
2 weeks, come up with some ideas. It's great. Try and develop on these ideas. Not too many new ideas, but some new ideas. But also develop these ideas. Otherwise, what's the point? Take a pause. Have a chill. Start having a think about the production of your premiere.
The script is often the skeleton for us, and then we clothe it in a thick layer of design that is the muscles and the skin.
Both usually happen at the same time, design and scripting. So whilst we'll have a script that we're working with, usually that script has been written while Hannah's working on some aspect of the design in the other room, and we're sort of shouting ideas back and forward.
So this next concept or idea or technique is called phases of making. All of the different ways in which a show is made that you kind of move through as you're making it. Phase number 1 is research. But research can mean anything. Research can mean a YouTube binge, research can mean meditating, research can mean talking to your family.
Yeah, interviewing people, image collecting.
The next phase is called generating. So generating is the act of taking what you've researched and turning it into theatrical action. Next phase, crafting. Crafting is taking this raw form, so once you've generated for a while, you'll end up with a whole bunch of raw ideas. And crafting is the decision-making process of going, where on the stage will we put this? What order should we put these raw ideas in? Final phase is refining. I guess you could think of refining as the rehearsing part of the process. So refining is like you've got your script from all of these, and refining is repetition, drilling, detail, going over and over again, having outside eyes to be like, is this clear? How can I make it a little bit more clear?
Is this costume quite right? Do I need a different top, hat? Is the colour wrong?
And the bonus phase is reflection,
which guides you between all of them. So reflect on everything, on each phase, and that's how you'll know how to jump between the phases, or whether something's working or not. Reflection is like your absolute best friend in making process. The other thing that we talk about a lot is worlds. So worlds is great if you just go, I have to make a solo show, but I have no idea where to start. Then worlds is like, what are you interested in? Is it the world of The Office? Is it the world of circus? So we often say to people, if they don't know where to start with 3 worlds that you love.
4 weeks, the meat of it. This is where you're going to have an existential crisis and you're going to doubt all the ideas that you've had so far. This is around about this time. Develop all these ideas. Keep on developing them. Don't throw them away. If you do come up with other ideas and throw these away, the new ones that you come up with are probably just going to be the same level of these ideas. So just keep developing them. Structure solidify. Keep on with the structure, building the narrative. Take a break. Think about what you've done. Maybe it wasn't so bad after all. Really get into the production side of things so you don't have to worry so much about the marketing and all of that stuff during the last period of rehearsals. 3 weeks. Fine tuning. Take the stuff out that you don't need. You don't need it. Honestly, if it's not working, throw it out. You can use it again another time. In the last week of rehearsals, all you do is repeat, 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 repeat.
So have fun, just start making it. That's our best advice. Just get up, stand up in an empty room or your living room and start trying to perform the show as best you can.
I need to just keep putting stuff up on the floor, even if I think it's like a bad idea, if I think that it's not going to work. I never know until it's up on the floor, until I've tested it, until I've had outside eyes on it. I never know.
Whatever you bring into the rehearsal room is going to be what ends up being essential in the show.
Add to your pile of good things. Go through your pile of good things. Then do the next good thing. I mean, no one really knows what they're doing. Good luck. It's not easy, but it is simple.
It's what I can give. My voice is important. It's the only thing that I can give is my experience. And my experience, like yours, it's unique. Nobody else has that. Nobody else can speak to that. And so your voice is valid.